Hello everyone, welcome to the 140 Q&A practice. We're going to start off with the court questioning. Ready? Does the training technique which you have learned and the experience that you have had indicate the methods and the ways to control nervousness in people you are interrogating? We try to put them at ease. Just what was it in the defendant's attitude that led you to question her further in relation to the possible criminal involvement which you describe? I don't recall anything in her attitude, sir. Her physical behavior tipped me off. I think that she was possibly or probably concealing something. She became nervous? Yes. Visibly so? Yes, sir. Okay, your witness, Mr. Clausen. Thank you. Isn't that when you started talking to her about scuba diving? No, I think we talked about scuba diving prior to that. I'm not sure, but I think we did. Would that be another investigative technique in the interrogation? To put someone at ease? Yes, sir. That is a technique, and you are skilled at it, are you not? I try to be. Your thought changed during that first visit, somehow or other? That's true. Suspicion at that time focused on Miss Pearson in your mind? It didn't change to Miss Pearson. For the time being, it shifted to her. It didn't eliminate Rodney, in my opinion, but it brought another person into the investigation. You didn't know about that other person before you went out there, did you? No, I didn't. You had no time to check on that other person, had you? I was informed, based on the report, that it was Rodney. When you went back to the office, was not the purpose of returning to your office to investigate Miss Pearson immediately? Yes. That was the only purpose? No, it was to discuss the results of the investigation with my supervisor and to verify the information that she had given me about herself and about Mr. Rodney. Did you make out a report of the incident on your way back to the office? What incident? Of your first meeting with Miss Pearson. Not at that time, no, sir. When did you make that report out? I think that my first report is dated on the 16th of April, which covers the initial interview and subsequent interviews. I thought you said something about the fact that you had immediately recorded the conversation that you had so that you would have an accurate record. I took notes during my interview with Miss Pearson, yes, but as far as a report, no. At what time during the first visit did your suspicion focus directly on Miss Pearson? Well, it focused on her for the first time when she admitted that it was she and not Rodney that had actually forged the check. She told you that? Yes, she did. I was surprised. Up to that time, based on the telephone conversation with Lieutenant Johnson, I was led to believe that it was, in fact, Rodney who had forged the check. But she admitted that she had done it? That is what she informed me. Does it happen often that your suspicions change drastically? No, actually, it is rather unusual, sir. Well, your suspicions were considerably different from what they had been? Oh, sure. After she admitted forging the check, my thinking certainly changed. How much weight do you give to a person's manner when he tells you something? Actually, I give it quite a lot of weight. All right, switching transcripts. In that respect, were you provided 2 specimens from a Dr. Bonin who examined her at the Santa Ana Community Hospital? Yes, sir, I was. What did you do with those specimens? Put them in this particular evidence envelope and marked it and placed it in evidence locker number 5. At the Santa Ana Police Department? Yes, sir. And regarding the defendant himself, was a warrant of arrest obtained based on the incident report provided by Mrs. Rodriguez? Yes, sir, it was. And were you able to effect the arrest of the defendant? No, sir, I personally did not. Thank you. I have nothing further. Nothing further, Your Honor. You may step down. You're excused. Those are being marked? Yes. The people move that Exhibit 3 be received into evidence. We have a stipulation, I think, to the other one. Your Honor, may I ask one other question? Sure. As you spoke with Mrs. Rodriguez, did she display any emotion to you? Yes, sir. Describe what it was. Nervous, upset, and embarrassed. Okay, thank you. You're just offering the pictures, not the envelope? I think we have a stipulation, that the photographs were contained in? Yes. No, just the photographs. They are received as Exhibit 3. Thank you. Your Honor, we have a stipulation entered into between the defendant, his counsel, and the people that if we were to call Dr. Bonin, he would testify that he is a licensed medical doctor, licensed to practice medicine in the state of California, that on the 5th of April 2011, in the early a.m. hours, he obtained 2 specimens from Ann Rodriguez, and that he provided those specimens to Officer Newmeyer of the Santa Ana Police Department. Yes, that's fine. So stipulated? So stipulated. All right, again, ladies and gentlemen, you may take that as being an established fact. All right, so we're going to switch again. All right, this is going to be defense. Now, in glancing over Dr. Hunter's report, did you notice that there were some inconsistent descriptions of what took place and some inconsistent recollections between what Mr. Johnson had told you and what he had told Dr. Hunter? No, I don't recall that. I wasn't that familiar with his report. Pardon me? I wasn't that familiar with his report. I just saw that he had submitted one. Hypothetically, doctor, is there any significance in an inconsistent statement being made by someone suffering from acute hallucinosis? Your Honor, that's argumentative, leading, and suggestive. Will you read the question? I'll withdraw it, Your Honor. I'll withdraw it. Let him answer if he can. I don't recall. You don't recall the question? Will you reread the question, please? They often make inconsistent statements about some of the contents of things that occurred during these acute states. Would these inconsistent statements be as a result of his recall function of the brain trying to avoid recalling what really took place, or would it be, yes, go ahead, yes, and also sometimes later when the thing is filled in, they will have trouble really recalling what really happened and what they found out later happened? Do they have any type of difficulty in distinguishing between what they really recall and what someone else had told them? Possibly yes. You were mentioning something about they sort of fill in areas that they really can't recall, and they fill it in with what someone else told them. Is that what you are referring to? Sometimes this occurs, yes. Would this all be part of the syndrome of this retrograde amnesia? Yes. So would it be your opinion that this person was deliberately omitting to recall or having this mechanism work to sort of block out this amnesia or block out this information? It's a leading question, Your Honor, and, well, it's leading, period. Also, it's ambiguous, this person. I'll withdraw the question, Your Honor. All right. What would your opinion be of someone who would have difficulty in recalling a situation from 1 week to the next, assuming, of course, this person is one who has a long history of drinking? If it didn't relate just to a period of acute intoxication, it would signify some rather probable organic brain damage, this limited recent recall, if that's what you mean. Yes. Doctor, is there anything in your examination of Mr. Johnson that indicated that he was not suffering from acute alcoholic hallucinosis? No, I don't recall anything. You don't recall. How many years have you been practicing psychiatry? 25. In your 25 years of practice of psychiatry, how many times have you been fooled? I don't really know. Could you give us an estimate? No, it would depend on what you mean by how many times have you diagnosed a situation where someone was suffering from acute alcoholic hallucinosis and later on found out that you were totally wrong. If you are referring to cases where we admit acute alcoholic hallucinosis and see them at the time, I think one rarely makes a mistake unless it's barbituric poisoning or something else. All right, so we're going to stop there. That concludes our Q&A practice for the 140 class. Have a great day.